today's session very important. Right then, so let's start the today's concept right now. So the first thing, the first course is about introduction for the RFC connection. So what is meant by RFC? Any idea previously? So what is meant by RFC, or what is the purpose of RFC? No one? Come a- So no one has come across RFC? Right. RFC stands for Remote Function Call, which is useful for connecting one SAP ABAP system to another ABAP system in this way. So if you want to communicate with second ABAP system in your landscape, then you require something called as an RFC connection in this way. Communication meaning any form of transfer of data. You want to transfer the data from one system to another system. You want to give approvals. You want to give something like report related things you want to see. You want to display data of like users roles profiles from other system. Any form of transfer of data is called as communication. So what is the configuration we are having? We are having GRC system and we are having ECC system in this way. So two different systems we are going to have here in this way. So now what is going to happen? So GRC system also we are having two clients here, client number 100 and 200. So for our implementation part, I am using client number 200. You also in your server try to prefer client number 200 only. So even though the implementations can be performed in both 100 and 200, I see 200 having some of the issues here. So I see 200 having some of the issues here. So try to use 200 only for all your GRC implementation. Okay. So that's the concept you have here. So GRC client number 200, ECC, I guess we have client number 800. Now what is our goal? To create an RFC connection from GRC to ECC in this way. I want to create an RFC connection from GRC to ECC system in this way. So practically speaking, what is going to happen here is, so what is going to happen is in the real time, most of the cases, basis team creates the RFC connections for you. But it is always a added advantage for you, the concepts which you are going to utilize. So your entire GRC implementation depends on the RFC connection only. So previously we have discussed something called as the GRC system configuration or the architecture. So what we have seen, GRC is our central system and remaining all systems are connected to your GRC systems. Like you may have a S4 HANA systems, you may have cloud systems in this way. So what all the systems you are having in the landscape, if for every system a RFC connection will be done through the GRC. Why? Because GRC is your central system in this way. So you log in the GRC system and performs all the ARA, BRM, EAM, ARM. We have seen features or the overview of each and every concept, right? All those implementations we are going to do in the backend systems. Log in GRC system and perform risk analysis for users roles profiles in the backend system. In our example, we are taking something like ECC production system. So we will log in the GRC system and perform risk analysis for users roles profiles in the ECC production system. We will log in the GRC system and perform role maintenance activity in the ECC production system. We log in the GRC system and perform user maintenance activity in the ECC production system. We log in the GRC system and provide emergency access to the users in the ECC system in this way. This is what all the things we do. So what is the base? So if you want to perform all these activities, what is the base? Your RFC connection. So your RFC connection is going to be the base here in this way. It is the key thing here. So what is the transaction code to create RFC connection? Any one of you? So transaction code to create RFC connection. So no one have come across the RFC connection previously? No? Everyone are listening for the first time? Right, not an issue. The transaction code is SM59. So SM59 to create RFC connection. If at all you want to create RFC connection, the transaction code is going to be SM59 in this way. So let us start creating the RFC connection. And some of the note point to be done here is, so RFC connection created by using logical system name, RFC name created for general purpose or for communication purpose with a customized name. So RFC is generally maintained by two different formats. One is either it may be using the logical system name, or it may be using, you may be using some customized name as per your requirement. So firstly, what is meant by logical system name? Logical system name is nothing but, so in your landscape, every system having its own logical system name, which is configured by the base team. You don't need to worry regarding this one. So you get that information in the transaction code called SCC4. So you go for the transaction code SCC4, you get that information in this way. So what is your logical system name? You will be getting that information there itself in this way. So so a RFC connection created for the, so RFC connection created for the logical with the logical system name with the customizer name. So you can create in two different ways. So what is the difference between both? So practically speaking, what happens is, there are some of the settings or some of the data, or the basis team is going to feel more comfortable if you create an RFC connection with a logical system name. Or previously in our fundamental concept, we are having something called as the central user administration, CUA. So if at all you are creating RFC for your CUA purpose, then you require something called as a logical system name. RFC created by your logical system name in this way. There it is 100% mandatory. You cannot change it as per your requirement in this way. So that's the whole concept you are having. But now what is happening here is, but now what is happening? Are we going to create RFC connection for the central user administration purpose? No, for our GRC implementation purpose. So for our GRC implementation purpose, your RFC does not require the logical system name. You can just give whatever the name you require. Okay, anything it can be, you can just queue as per your requirement in this way. So now let's go forward and start the implementation. So any questions before going for implementation? No? Right.
Krishna, I have one doubt.
So you can.
So we are
Yes,
using
yes.
GRC 200, right? So may I know that what exactly
Yes.
the purpose? Only because we have some drawbacks and not advanced feature in ECC like risk analysis and all. We are using GRC, right?
Yes. So the main concept between the, if you are asking me what is the difference between user maintenance activity from ECC to GRC system, means centralization concept and the MSMP workflows. Okay, MSMP workflows are nothing but the automations. The automations and the, so the automations and something called as the centralization concepts,
So yeah,
which
all the
are going to.
activities we will be doing in ECC or in GRC 200, like creation and all.
So from today onwards, we are going to perform all our activities in the GRC system, which are automatically reflected in the ECC system. Okay.
Okay, okay,
So in your landscape, for example, you are having totally 10 systems, example purpose, one GRC system and 9 remaining other systems. You are having maybe HR systems or S4 HANA systems or some other systems in this way. So what happens, we don't log in each and every system to perform our administrative task. We log in our GRC system and perform all the users roles risk analysis every task in the from the GRC system itself. You perform in GRC system. So what exactly is the designated RFC connection you are selecting, the activity will be performed in that particular system itself. Okay.
yes, Krishna.
Right. Here in our landscape, we have only one system. So obviously only one RFC connection will be there. If you have five systems, you will be creating five RFC connections in this way. That's the simple thing. Right. Now, where you have to log in, is it from GRC or ECC system? So from where to where you want to create RFC connection? From GRC to ECC system. So where you need to log in right now? You need to log in the GRC system from system. So going for SAP logon, and here I will be logging in my GRC system. As I said, I will be using client number 200 instead of 100. So both are same, but there are some issues in the, so there are some reports I see they are not generating for your previous batch people. That's why I'm using client number 200 in this way for our activity. So log in here, and what is the transaction code for RFC maintenance? SM59. So just execute SM59 here. So if you are taking, these all are the existing connections like ABAP connections, HTTP connections, internal connection, logical connection, TCP connections in this way. So what is the type of connection we are doing as a security consultant? We require right now here is the ABAP connection in this way. These all are existing ABAP connections we are having here in this way. Now, what I will be doing is, I want to create a new RFC connection. Simply click on create option. Go for, so like I said, our purpose is for the GRC implementation. For our GRC implementation, the RFC naming convention do not have any restriction. You can give whatever you want. Okay, you can give your customize, you can give your name, or you can give anything, but the thing is the RFC should not be repeating. So what all the RFC connections already there, you should be not repeating. For suppose there is a RFC called 2025 underscore RFC. So if I try to give the same RFC, the system will not allow me in this way. The system will not allow me. So only rule here is whatever the name you are giving, it should not be already available in the RFC list. So what I give here is something like, so tomorrow it's September, right? So September 2025 SCP 2025 underscore RFC. So this is my name. So note a point that your RFC connection name is so important till your GRC last session. Not only GRC access control. Your RFC connection names are helpful for GRC process control implementation, Fury implementation, at those type configuration also they will be useful for you. So make sure that you are remembering them. So description, and description you can give whatever you want, but make sure that you remember the description what you give. Why? Because tomorrow when you are doing the implementation of ARA, BRM, EAM, ARM, you should mandatorily provide either RFC name or RFC description. In some execution you will only display the RFC name. In some executions you only display the RFC description. So you need to identify your RFC name, what exactly you have given. So make sure that the description you are giving you are going to remember. So September 2025 RFC from GRC to ECC, something randomly I am giving here in this way. And target host. So here you should be giving the host name or the IP address of what. So from which system you are creating? From system is the GRC system. What is your from system? GRC system. And what is your to system? It is the ECC system. So you implement SM59 in the GRC system, and all the information you are giving in your RFC connection must be related to ECC system only. So what to which system you are connecting, all the information must be related to this. So what is the information you need to give? You need to give your host details and the instance number. So of which system? The details are related to ECC system. So where do we get the ECC details? Here in your GUI, just right click on the properties. You will either see the host name or the IP address. So whatever information you are having, you can simply copy them. Okay, either host name or the IP address, both the things you can utilize without any issues. Okay, so what is happening? Host name or IP address, you can use any one of the feature. It is nothing like a mandatory link you need to use only host name, you need to only use the IP address. It's not like that. You can use anything as per you, as per the information you are having. So here I have IP address, targeted host IP address. I am just giving that one. And instance number of the ECC system, what it is? 00. In this way, just click on enter. Automatically they will be copied for you in this way. So what is the details? IP address or the host name of the ECC system, instance number of ECC system. So now my target is to create RFC connection to ECC production system. So now my target is to provide RFC connection to ECC production system. That's why I am providing IP address of ECC production, instance number of ECC production system. But first, suppose, let me assume in my landscape I have some more systems here. What I will be doing, I will be providing those system details. Like I have a HR development system. So if I am creating RFC connection for my HR development system, IP address and instance number details, I will be giving those things. Save this information. Now, I want to make sure that all the technical settings I have given are 100% correct without any issues. How can I check it? You have one option on the top, utilities, test. You have something called as the connection test. So click on connection test. So if the so if the things which you have given, the IP address and instance number details, the system details are correct, you will be getting this screen. For suppose, if you are giving any errors like instead of 64, I have given 67 accidentally. Now what is happening here? Wrong details are given. If I go for connection test, what is going to happen? So the connection test you will be getting some fail in this way, some error you will be getting here in this way. So after giving the technical settings, always go for the utilities connection test. So and make sure that all your technical settings are correct in this way. If there is any errors either in the IP address or in the instance number, you will automatically see an error there in this way. That's the whole concept of the technical settings you are going to have here in this way, followed by